In this video, I'm going to be training like the greatest NBA player of all time, Michael Jordan. During his career, Jordan won 6 NBA championships, was named Finals MVP all 6 times, won 5 NBA MVP awards, and was a 14-time All-Star. So today, I will be answering the question of what does it take to become the greatest NBA player of all time, and whether or not doing this routine will get me an NBA contract. Every day before breakfast, Jordan and his teammates would start their day with weightlifting. Jordan would have his trainer meet him at his house at either 5, 6, or 7 a.m. So I started off my day by waking up early and heading to the gym. I started by getting some shots up, and as you can see, I made the first shot of the day, so we are off to a great start. I started with some simple mid-range shots, then started working on Jordan's signature fadeaway shot. But we had a lot of work to do before I would get to be as good as Jordan. After working on my fadeaway a bit more and getting my shot warmed up, it was time to get some lifting in. Jordan's trainer says that he focuses on basic, proven workouts and that he does them at a high intensity. So I focused on bench press, squats, deadlift, cleans, and way more. I tried to do 3 sets of 12 for every single workout, and it was intense. Alright, so we just finished. We got some shots up early in the morning, and now we're gonna get a workout in before breakfast. We're gonna start off with core because Michael Jordan's trainer says that that's one of the most important parts to work in the body. So we're gonna start off with some ab workouts, and then we're gonna move on to bench press, squats, cleans. Yeah, let's get to it. So starting off, I did about 10 minutes of ab workouts, doing a minute for each workout. I did a bunch of different workouts like bicycles, crunches, and toe taps. After finishing the ab workout, it was time to move on to bench press. Because I was doing 12 reps every time, I kept the weight at about 135 pounds. After bench press, I did squats followed by deadlifts. At this point in the workout, I was already starting to feel exhausted, and I was only halfway done with the entire workout. After finishing deadlifts, I decided to give my legs a break and move on to dumbbell press. During this point in the workout, I knew I could be lifting heavier weight, but I needed to work on my endurance if I wanted to be able to do all the other things that Michael Jordan includes in his daily routine. With that being said, I still had to finish my workout before I could even eat breakfast. After finishing the dumbbell press, I did some bicep curls, which are my favorite workout. Let's take a moment to appreciate the bicep gains. I did 12 reps for each arm, again for 3 sets. Once that was done, the last thing we needed to do before the workout was complete was finish with cleans. I did 8. Now that I think about it, I don't know if many people do 12 cleans. Seems like a lot of cleans. I know for most of his workouts, he does 12 to 15, but cleans might be an exception. That's the workout done. I'm exhausted. Now let's go get some breakfast. I'm starving. All right, so we just finished our workout, and now it's time for breakfast. Michael Jordan eats oatmeal with strawberries and scrambled eggs. So let's see how it tastes. That's pretty good. I don't really ever eat oatmeal or strawberries, but they are good. Those are good.
Exquisite.
So after this, we are going to go golfing. Apparently Michael Jordan goes golfing on game days to relax, so it should be fun. I stepped in mud. I suck. Keep in mind, I'm not a very good golfer. I'm inconsistent at best. Hopefully by the end of the day, I'll be as good as Michael Jordan. I suck. When we arrived at the golf course, I was super curious to see how well I would do. I enjoy golfing occasionally, but I've never tried going to any difficult courses. But it became obvious very fast that I was not prepared for this level of difficulty. I didn't like that start, so I decided to try again, which was a mistake because that one went straight into the tall grass. It was also incredibly windy at the course we went to, which didn't help my ability to hit the ball where I wanted to at all. On my next shot, I hit it and it rolled directly into a small stream. I tried to see if I could retrieve it, but while doing that, I stepped directly into a giant mud puddle. At this point in the video, I was starting to get really nervous because when we arrived at the golf course, I realized that I didn't bring any golf balls. And because they're super expensive, I only bought a pack of 6 of them. So I wasn't even done with the first hole and I had already lost 2 out of my 6 golf balls. And I had to get through 18 holes without losing them all. After grabbing my 3rd ball and getting it onto the green, I grabbed my putter and tried to redeem myself from this terrible start. I lined up my putt and took the shot, and it went way too far. Absolutely nothing was going well for me today, but I knew that at any moment my luck could turn around, so I went to hole 2 with an optimistic mindset, until my second drive also went straight into the tall grass. This game of golf was looking more like a game of finding the golf ball. I tried searching for a little while, but eventually realized that I most likely was not going to find it, and the people behind me were starting to get impatient, so I walked back to the cart and reluctantly grabbed another golf ball out of the box. I got through hole 2 and moved on to hole 3. My third drive didn't go nearly far enough and went into the tall grass. But luckily I did manage to find my ball, or a ball. I'm not exactly sure if it was mine because I didn't look at the brand name. But either way, it was mine now. Once I found it, I decided to play it safe and drop it onto the fairway instead of risking hitting it again into the tall grass. Then I managed to chip it pretty well onto the green, but since the greens at this course are insanely fast, it almost rolled off and my putts went way too far again. I felt like I was lightly tapping the ball and it would still go a mile, although things were beginning to look better because I technically completed this hole without losing a single golf ball. On hole 4, I got a great bounce on the cart path and then what looked like a really good second shot, but for whatever reason the ball started to curve right towards the end and again went into the tall grass, which meant that I was down to my last ball, so I needed to make it count. On hole 5, my first shot went right again, but barely managed to stay in play. Then my second shot went straight up and ended up landing in the sand.
I've never hit a ball out of sand, so we'll see how this goes.
After getting the ball out of the sand, I lined up for my next shot, which looked perfect, but it was literally centimeters away from going in. Then I finished that hole and moved on to the next, where my drive again went straight to the right, and there was no way that I was finding it. Which meant it was time to start heading back, because I was completely out of golf balls. I don't know how Michael Jordan finds that relaxing, because for me that was incredibly stressful. I'm gonna blame the wind a little bit for how badly I played today, because I know that I have a bit of a slice in my swing, but today was much worse than normal. But I wasn't going to let that discourage me, because I'm training to become the greatest basketball player of all time, not the greatest golf player. After golfing, it was time to head back and get some lunch. For lunch, Michael Jordan typically has chicken and pasta, so that is what we're gonna make. After enjoying the chicken and pasta, I needed to get ready for the next thing in Jordan's routine. On game days, Jordan would get to the arena at least 2 hours before tip-off, but he wouldn't even touch a basketball until right when he would go out with the rest of the team for warm-ups. So it was time for me to put my skills to the test and see if I had done enough training to play as good as Jordan. So since I don't actually play for the Chicago Bulls, I decided to go to the park and play against some actual hoopers. Once the game started, on the very first offensive play, I'm trailing down the court and this guy sees me wide open for the mid-range and I hit my very first shot of the game. I'm already shooting 100% from the field. On defense, they come down, try the floater, and I get the rebound. Then I take the ball up and I decide to take the wide open pull-up shot, but I'm just short. After that, my teammate sees me outside and passes to me. I drive and pull up and make another mid-range. On this play, my teammate's dribbling the ball but starts doing too much and just loses the ball and throws it to the other team, and then they get a wide open layup. After that, I knew I needed to do some scoring for my team, so I drive past the defender and go for the finger roll layup, but it rolls around the rim and misses. Later in that game, I'm taking the ball up and I do a behind the back jab step and turn around for a tough signature Jordan fadeaway, but I miss again. Unfortunately, we did end up losing this game and I took that personal. So going into game 2, I knew I needed to play like the actual greatest of all time. Starting off this game, I was guarding Dwayne Wade. I get the rebound over him and started taking the ball up the court. I see this guy wanting to meet me at the rim and I get the difficult layup to go. On defense, this guy tries the reverse layup and I get another rebound, then start the fast break. I go at the defender and take a Euro step, fadeaway / floater. I'm not really sure what to call this move, but it was absolutely tough. Now on this next play, my camera person missed the first half of this clip, so I want you to imagine this. I'm taking the ball up the court and my defender is pressing me. Suddenly a second defender comes and double teams me. So I go in between the two defenders, drive to the free throw line, pull back for a step back, and I'll show you guys the rest. At this point, this guy knew that I was in fact playing like Mike. After that, I get a screen and take the wide open 3 and I miss, but it comes right back to me and I decide to take a heat check over D Wade and that also misses. But my teammate was there for the rebound and gets the putback. Jordan had Dennis Rodman and I have this guy. Next possession, I drive and take the fadeaway, but it doesn't fall. But guess who's there for the rebound? It's Dennis Rodman for another putback. Later during that game, my teammate drove and gets doubled in the paint, but then he sees me wide open for the 3. The defender tries to put a hand in my face, but I cashed the 3 anyways. So now we're at game point and the next basket for us wins the game. They decide to double team me, which leaves my teammates wide open to move the ball and get a wide open layup. And with that basket, our team won and it was time to get some dinner. For dinner, Jordan's meals typically varied depending on what he wanted during that time, but a lot of times his go-to was actually McDonald's. He would get a quarter pounder with bacon and barbecue sauce with fries and a Sprite. So that's exactly what we got. And with that, we completed the full daily routine of the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan. Thanks for watching and hit the subscribe button.